Welcome to Read Between the Wines, where two bibliophiles discuss our love of the written word from cover to cover and cork to glass. Pour yourself a beverage and join us for this week's episode. Cheers!
Hi!
All right. Hi!
Welcome to another episode of Read Between the Wines.
Hopefully you've decided by now that you're just going to join us in drinking while you listen to these. Or watch them. I mean, it's not alone if you're with friends, and I consider us friends by now.
We're friends by now.
We're friends. This is episode 3.
Yes.
3 dates, three episodes makes a friend,
You should know if you love us by now.
right? And if not, like, what we'll talk about that.
Keep going. You might love us later.
You might find out by the end of this episode whether we are something you want to continue with. With which you want to continue? I don't know.
With the
Forever.
witches you want to continue with? What?
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 Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. Now I'm thinking of Stewie and wheat thins.
That's exactly where I went with that. Thank you
Yes.
for joining me on that trip.
Yes.
On that adventure.
I was right there with you. On this couch and on that adventure.
The couch of many dreams.
The couch of many dreams.
The couch of many adventures. We can do that as well. Oh. Anyway, I think last week we talked about beach
reads
because
that we like.
it's summertime.
And what we look for. And why we read them.
Exactly.
We all love a good why.
We do.
But this week.
This week I'm
Ooh.
slightly excited about for nefarious reasons.
This week is stuff we don't hear people talking about.
No. Because we're all like really nice people and
We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
right. And disclaimer, we're still not going to really hurt anybody's feelings. We're just sharing opinions on
Correct.
right. The intent is not to hurt feelings if feelings get hurt.
But we're going to tell you.
We gonna say the things.
Beach reads we hate.
Hate it. And hate is a strong word that I am willing to use here. Now.
See.
On this recording.
With
Picked up that Duolingo.
Maybe not tomorrow.
Maybe today, here and now. With,
Today, here, and now.
yes.
But for now, we discuss.
Yeah.
You know, everybody talks about, oh, I loved this book and I loved that book. And there's been some books. I should not have finished that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And there is not a specific genre. They are all over the place.
Yes.
So we thought, why not? Why not talk about beach reads we disliked?
Exactly. And I'm very excited to hear what yours is because I told you not to tell me before.
Yes.
So now I want to know.
So now you want to know.
Now I want to know which beach read is your non-favorite.
Yes. So as just a quick recap in case you didn't catch the last episode, beach reads are short, quick, easy stories that we can consume on a plane, on the beach, whatever. We also consider them palate cleansers. So they're ones that we read in between jumping off points, maybe between series, maybe between big worlds, and we read these as a quick and easy story.
Right.
So I also talked about why I don't read hyped up popular books.
Yes.
This is one of those.
Ooh.
Yes.
Am I going to be upset?
You have not read this book,
Oh,
so
okay, cool.
I'm going to
Cool.
try to talk about it, but also not
It's fine.
spoil it.
If I haven't read it yet, I probably won't get to it soon.
I don't want to deter you.
You'll be
Is
fine.
that. However, you know, if you agree with me, let me know. Because
Okay.
I do know someone else did not enjoy this book. This book, Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh, I have 2 copies of this book and haven't read either.
I'm sure they both say the same
They
thing.
do.
So you only have to read one of them.
They do, but I can tell you exactly where on my shelf both of these books are. I have 2 of them and have not read either.
Pretty sure they both end the same way.
Okay,
so you're good.
So far,
Winning.
right? So far, it's clearly not top of my list.
Right.
Either time.
So this is one of those light and easy. You kind of get built around the story. You're more of a voyeur into the story, so you're not one of the characters. It's not from that point of view.
Okay.
So you're kind of in the background. There's a lot of parts that I skimmed.
Okay.
Because I'm not a quitter.
Right.
Like, I will finish the book.
I'm worried that I may have started this book and quit it. So keep talking.
Okay.
And I will tell you if I think I read it.
So I definitely skimmed it. It was very face value for me.
Okay.
The story. There was nothing underlying, which is usually good.
Yeah, for a beach read.
But I need a little bit to pull me in, and this didn't have that. And then, so I don't want to tell too much of the story, but the story, it was very unfair to this one young woman.
Is it a little girl?
She was in the beginning.
She was a little girl.
And she grew up.
Right.
And there was, like, the star athlete in the town.
Okay.
And they thought she murdered him.
Okay, I don't think I got that far. Like, I think I read the back of the book, right?
Okay.
But I definitely think I read the part in the beginning where it talks about her home life.
Yes.
And her home life is very sad.
It was a rough home life.
I did not get far in this book.
Okay.
Okay, so I started this book.
Okay.
But I have not finished it, and that may be a reason
So
why.
it was a little heavy.
It was very heavy.
In the beginning.
Yes, and I think that's why I stopped, because I felt bad.
And then she lived by herself.
Okay.
And raised herself in the swamps. And then the star athlete had taken an interest in her. He ended up dying. Everybody in town already looked at her sideways.
Right.
So now it was even worse. And, like, long story short, when I got to the end, I missed the connecting points that
Probably where you skimmed.
that ended the story.
Okay.
Because I had skimmed.
Okay.
Because it was just
slow.
It was boring. I don't know. I just did not enjoy it. And it was very slow.
Okay, so that's probably why I stopped it.
Okay.
I'm not a quitter, but
Right.
there are certain books where I'm like, I'll get back to you.
Right.
Like, I have to be in the right mindset to read you, and I have not been in the right mindset to read that book.
And if that's your intent, then you didn't really quit.
Yeah, I guess not. Because I'm not dead yet.
Right.
So because of that,
you're saying there's a chance.
Right, there's a chance that I can still finish it. But I want to say that there are several other people in my life who did like this book.
Yes.
That loved this book.
I believe this was a Reese Witherspoon. Witherspoon.
The Christmas version of Reese.
Reese
December only.
Witherspoon.
Okay.
Book club.
Oh.
Like, it
also
was
not part of that book club. So.
See, and this was like, this is why, like, hyped books, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
And also, maybe skimming is bad.
Skimming is good for certain things.
Maybe I would have, but yeah, so it got to the end, and the points didn't connect for me to understand what had happened or where I should have picked up on things throughout.
Right.
So I ended up going back.
Okay.
And I know the parts that I skimmed because they were like italicized little side notes, which don't feel like they add anything.
As a person who reads everything in between the parentheses to start with in my life, I would not be able to skip italicized because at least it's something different for my eyes to look at.
But I read the first couple, and it was more about like her art. Mm-hmm. She would draw birds and swamp creatures and like things, and so then I was like, oh,
I don't want to read about art every time.
It doesn't add to the story for me.
Right.
Blah blah blah. But apparently when you get to the end, like, there's a lot of connecting points.
The art matters.
The art matters.
The art matters. Oh, crap.
So there's that. It was slow. It was hard to read. And then I didn't get it because it was slow and hard to read. So didn't love it. Oops.
Kind of hated it.
Yeah. But correct. I've heard a lot of people.
So many people.
They turned it into a movie.
I think I have it twice because it might have been given to me twice. Because I'm not sure that I bought it.
Yeah.
I might have. I can't say that with full. I can go back and look and see if a certain person's initials are in the top corner of the book, because then I'll know that they read it. But
then you'll know.
Then I'll know if I got it twice. But I have it twice. So
yeah.
I can't imagine I bought that one twice.
Yeah, no.
But honestly, I don't know.
I mean, people really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of people that really did. And I do know a couple people that also couldn't tell you why they didn't like it, but just that they just did not care for it.
Favorite.
So I think, and that's one that I did pick up as a beach read because it felt very light, very easy, very non-serious.
And it was all of those things.
It was not
heavy.
It was
serious.
not non-serious.
It was not serious. It was not fearlessness.
It was not fearlessness. Unfearlessness.
Not unfearlessness. Ooh, whatever that was.
Whatever.
That was a rough evening.
That was tough. Yes.
Gosh.
But yes.
No, I can get that. I can totally understand that. Because like I said, I tried it. It's kind of like asparagus. I tried it. And I don't think people should be held in contempt if they dislike a popular book. I think there are people in the world who dislike things like popular music just for the fact that they want to be contrary.
Yeah.
And that does happen, and that's a whole slew of people. I think that there are people who do the same thing with books, right? Who are like, oh, this book was renowned by everyone and I hated it, right? That's not who we are. I just like what I like and I don't like what I don't like.
No.
The non-beach read that, well, we'll talk about that one another time, but the beach read that I wasn't a fan of is not one that probably anyone else has ever read.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I love going into tiny little bookstores and local little bookstores and finding books by authors that are like in the area, right? Local. I love a good local author story. I like to support local authors. I love to read something that's just a one-off. Picked up one previously that was called Memory Lake that I absolutely loved. It was about a woman and basically her childhood growing up with her friends at the lake. Wonderful story. Is a good beach read. Would highly recommend that one. The one that I am referencing now, I actually can't remember the name of. And I think that's okay because I don't want to upset anybody because it was somebody's work that they really enjoyed. And I appreciate the time and effort and energy that was put into it to create it. But I didn't like it. It was easy, right? It hit all the things. It had a cool cover. It was a little bit beachy. It was supposed to be super easy. It was small. The print was great. It checked all the boxes that I needed it to check. And then I started reading, and the entire time I found myself just being like, okay, when does it get good?
Oh.
Right? Like, and it was almost like they had followed a script that wasn't their own. Right. So they had kind of followed like, hey, I know that first this child becomes an orphan and then they have to go live with their aunt who ends up being a crazy lady in the town. Right. Like, okay. All right, cool. Got that. And then, a cat adopts this child as she grows up and she's, kind of special and maybe a little magical. Okay, cool. Then she names the cat Lucifer because it's black. Why are you doing that? Everyone does that. Right? It's a little on the nose for me with you, magical child. And then it just kind of kept going. And I do remember in the middle of the book being like, this is not going to get better.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a quitter.
Not a quitter.
I gave it till the very last word. I read the whole thing and I was like, maybe it will redeem itself at the end. It did not.
And that's one of those where you're like checking to see how many more pages you have.
Right.
To see if this can get good, if they can wrap this up.
It's like yogurt trying to be ice cream.
Yes.
Like, I want it to be good. I want non-dairy ice cream to taste like ice cream. It does not. No. It does not. And so sometimes you just have to go for the full fat ice cream. And this was fat-free, dairy-free ice cream.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free. This was all the free.
This was all the free.
Yes. The chocolate wasn't even real.
This was good free.
This was good free. It was supposed to be good for you. And like I said, I still have it on my shelf. I'm not going to lie. I still have it on my shelf because I purchased it and it, like I said, supported a local author and I have it and I appreciate it for the work that they put into it, but I will not be reading it again. And it's also one that I look at sometimes and go, I have recommendations, but not that one.
I remember you.
I remember. Yep. It's like my pair of skinny jeans in my closet that I think I'll get into someday, but I've had 3 children, so.
It's kind of like the guy in your phone that you leave him in just so you know when he calls.
Not to answer.
So that you know when that number comes up, you're like, I recognize this number.
Not today.
But this way, you leave that label in there.
I do.
As a reminder.
Yes. And it's also I'm also a person who, especially for local authors, smaller authors, I do not review their books online. If I don't like them, I don't review them.
Right.
Because
it's
they
5 stars or nothing.
It's 5. Yep. If you don't,
because I'm not. Right? I won't be that person.
No. And I would hate for that to happen to me.
Right.
Right. They say any publicity is good publicity. Not if you are a small author. No. Not if you're a small author.
No. But that is a risk you take.
Yes.
And that's why. I think that's why we enjoy the ARC books, the advanced reader copies, people's first books. Like, man, how cool is it to be like, somebody put their heart and soul into this.
Right?
Somebody wrote this. Someone created this. And it really could go either way.
It could.
Especially if it's their first one. You don't know. You don't know if they're going to be the next J.K. Rowling.
Right?
Or if they're just going to be a one-hit wonder.
And if they just write for fun.
Right.
Right? I just finished an ARC book 2 days ago, maybe? 2 days ago. And it was...
Tell me about it.
It was cute.
Tell me more.
Right? So it was like 85 pages. Right? No book is 85 pages. None. And it may have been a young adult book. I don't really know. I read it because the cover looked cute.
We love a good cover.
Right? The cover was adorable.
I judge a book by its cover. I judge a book.
I judge people and books by covers.
And if there's two different covers, I will go for the bright ones.
100%.
Or the shiny ones.
Whatever has the more detail.
Yeah. I want those.
Yep.
Those are the ones.
Give me something that looks cute. I really admire people who have like all monochrome colored books on their shelves because I think it's cool and like a really good dedication to what they're doing. Or people who can like flip their books backwards.
Oh.
I cannot.
That's a well thought out theme.
Right?
I can't.
A theme I cannot adhere to. I can't even stick to one type of clothing per week. Right? I can't stick to one fashion sense. All of my senses are out there. So I'm definitely not sticking to one book theme for my shelves. I'm lucky that I have them organized by like series, maybe an author over here, and self-help, right? Like that's, I know where they are.
Right.
It's kind of like the bobby pin in the corner of my
Yes.
bathroom that I know where it is if I need it.
I need it. It's there for a reason.
Right? But this book was called Jitterball.
Yes.
Jitterball. And it was about two little witches who have to solve a mystery during a jitterball game. And there are ogres and there are gnomes and but it's not super long and it's not super in depth. And I read it poolside during the kids' swim practice over a couple of days. You know, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there.
So a pool read.
It was a pool read and it was cute. It was really cute. And also the word jitterball is just adorable. So
yes.
And
Who
it's a
doesn't
sport,
love
by the way. Jitterball is a sport.
Jitterball. I was going to ask if this was a made up sport, but
yes, it is a made up sport.
Okay, I was like,
because the ogres and the gnomes.
Well, I knew the ogres.
Ogres and goblins. It wasn't gnomes. It was goblins.
It was
they both start
goblins.
with G.
Goblin.
Gnome starts with G.
Okay, I was thinking ogres, and I was like, it's close. We got a G sound in there. We'll let it slide.
That one I did know.
Okay.
That one I did know. I was okay with that one. But that was super good. But again, why we love the ARC reads.
Yes.
And they even say, like, if you're not going to give a really favorable review, like, let us know why.
Yeah.
Because they're putting these programs together for people to get their books out there. Right?
Yes.
So was this my favorite book of all time? No. Did I give it 5 stars because I thought it was adorable and a good read and somebody else would love it? Yes. I did give it 5 stars. Because why not?
I feel very much like that on Goodreads, even if it's already an established author. I either liked the book or I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to vary it in between. You're either getting 1 star or like if you absolutely blew my socks off, you're getting 5 stars. But like most books get a 4 because I don't really know what a 5 looks like.
I know what a 5 looks like in a couple of things, right?
Like,
if it's something I still remember to this day,
yeah,
and I continuously recommend it, that's a 5.
Yeah.
That's a 5, 100%. I don't know what a 2-star book looks like.
See, and I'm
you're
like,
either a 1 star or you're like a 4 star.
You're a 1 or like a 4 or 5.
Yep. Or if you are part of a series, you could be a 3. You could be a 3 within that series.
Yeah, if you're a filler.
Right? If you're in a book, I have given a book within a series a 3 because it was like I was like, I could have read it. I could have left it. It didn't really change the outcome of the story for me. I don't know, and I can't remember enough to tell you that it made a difference.
Right.
So you're a 3.
Yeah.
But I don't know what a 2-star book looks like.
No. And that's the way. And if I'm giving it a 1, I'm probably not going to write a review on it.
Me neither.
I'm just going to forget it and walk away.
Because also, in the grand scheme of things, who's reading my review?
You never know. You could be impacting people everywhere.
I will write Google reviews for places that I enjoy on real life, like in.
What if you hate them?
If somebody was rude and their customer service was bad and it's something that they could fix and refuse to, they may get a poor review. But that is, I think, out of all the reviews I've written 1 sad bad review.
Yeah, I don't. If they're bad, if I can't give you 5 stars, you ain't getting any.
5 stars or none.
5 or none.
Right.
That's it.
Which is fair, but I do review real life places, especially around here because a lot of them are small businesses. Same thing with the authors. Right?
Yep. Right.
If it's a small business, and as a marketer myself, I know that word of mouth goes a long way.
Yes.
And so if I can help by giving somebody that,
Yes.
I'm
We
all
want
over
to
it.
push the books that we really liked and push the local authors that we really enjoy. But we're not going to tear anybody down.
Nope.
And so, we just got to find that. Yeah, there's been some books that I've read that I should have just quit in the middle of.
Yeah.
But
Well, apparently we found one that I did.
you actually did. I'm so proud of
Right?
you.
Like, I don't, after, like, listening to you, I don't think that you deterred me, but I do think you gave me permission to not have to finish it.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I wanted to finish it was because,
You're not a quitter.
well, that and the fact that everybody else loved it.
Right.
Right? Like, so many people loved it.
And
where I'm
how
like, there
can
must,
so many people?
is
What's
there-
wrong with you?
Right? What's wrong with me that
What's
I
wrong with
hated
you?
it? What's wrong with me
Yes.
that I thought it was too heavy?
Yes.
That I thought it was a little rough, that I thought that and kudos to the author for writing it well enough that I felt like it was heavy.
Yeah.
And that I felt like I felt sad, and that I don't want to feel that way.
I don't want to feel that way. That's not why I pick up books.
Right? If I want to feel sad, I'll go do some shadow work. I'll journal about myself. Like, I don't need a book to do that for
I
me.
don't want a book. Books are escapes. No.
Right? Unless
no.
it's a self-help book. I
Even
understand
then.
sometimes the self-help books need me to look a little bit deeper within myself.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not a beach read.
Not a beach
They're
read.
light and fluffy. Or should be.
Exactly. Fluffy fluffykins.
We love fluffykins.
Fluffykins books.
5-star fluffykins.
5-star
5-star.
5-star fluffykins.
We love it. Ooh, this is an exciting little offshoot. I can't wait to talk about more books we hated.
Oh my gosh, yes. Because I have I have opinions.
Yeah. We love them.
I love opinions.
Books and opinions. And wine.
Thank you for reading us with today. Reading with us. So fuck. Thank you for joining us for another episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to find us on Instagram because that's where we are usually, and to let us know if you had a beach read that you hated. We would love to hear it on our latest post.
Tell us.
Right? Tell us all the things.
Tell us what you hated.
Tell us what you hated. Tell us your deepest
Tell us
secrets
the books you hated.
Name them. Please don't tag their authors. That seems counterproductive to what we're doing here. Yeah. Don't tag them. Just tell us about them.
Just let us know,
Just
because
let us know.
surely we're not the only ones.
Right. And also, if you don't want to like put your name out there and be like, hey, I hated this, just send us an email and we'll read it.
Yes.
I love to read the tea. So
We do.
I love to read. I read tea. I read cozy things. I read everything. So
Except books we hate.
except books we hate.
Thanks for joining.
Bye. It was great to have you join us for today's chat. If you'd like to continue the conversation, provide a recommendation, or simply say hi, pop over to Instagram at wine.read.wine. Also, if you're the review type person, we'd love for you to subscribe and leave us an honest review on your favorite podcast player. Or leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next episode. Happy reading!